Man, I'm gonna have to have a conversation before we come up.
I know, be
Oh,
legend.
Charles, legend.
My guys,
For
And
sure.
whenever you're ready, whenever the music's playing and you're ready to start the show, uh, those three buttons, turn those on for your partner's microphones. Okay, so those three right there.
Which one am I? Is this me right here?
You are here, here, there, here.
So I'm one, he's two, they're four.
Yep.
All right, bet.
So here, play through. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Man, welcome back to another edition of Beyond the Game. It's your first time tuning in. It's your boy Q Walk on the mic. And we are live in the radio station right now. And of course, I got my guys with me. I'm going to go ahead and introduce them. From my right, probably y'all left watching or tuning in. Go and introduce yourself real quick one time, Daniel.
what's going on? Y'all know who it is. Big Brew in the building.
We got Big Brew in the building. We got my guy, Tampa Bay's finest, Ike in the building. Go and introduce yourself one time, Ike.
Yo, what up, world? This is Ike Barron.
Ike Burn in the building. Then we got LeBron James' biggest fan, number one fan, the dude who's always rocking LeBron James jersey, who spends about 30 or 40 LeBron James games. We got my guy Ralph in the building. Go introduce yourself one time for the one time.
What's up, world? It's your boy Ralph C. Let's get it.
Man, let's get it. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover, so we're going to get right on into it. First topic I want to discuss with you fellas today is Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big Ben's been on the decline. Mike Tomlin's name came up in the USC rumors before Lincoln Riley obviously took the position. So, fellas, I want to ask y'all this question real quick. Is it time for the Pittsburgh Steelers to move on from Mike Tomlin and Big Ben, or should they move on from one or the other? Daniel, what's your thoughts, man?
Man, I honestly think that they should move on from Big Ben. He's over the hill. Honestly, I think it had to go out this way. He had to play terrible, and the reason why is because if he played good, he would try to negotiate a new contract. So I think it had to go this way. I thought they would get it together, but after that Bengals game, it's just clear they're not up to par with teams like the Bengals. They haven't played the Ravens yet, but I think it's over. I think they'll be like another 8-8 season. I think they do keep Mike Tomlin, the Rooneys. They don't really let their coaches go. The problem to me is they don't draft good quarterbacks. So the only thing I can see is them trying to make a play for Russell Wilson or trying to get Deshaun Watson. That's all I see because if you look over the last 10 years of quarterbacks they drafted, which 10 years ago they didn't need one, but over the last 4 years, they've all been backups. That's the caliber of quarterbacks they draft. So I think they need to move on from Big Ben.
So you saying move on from Big Ben, but keep Mike Tomlin, though?
Keep Mike Tomlin because the Steelers are loaded from a talent perspective. It's just they don't have a quarterback.
They got a quarterback in name. They got a guy back there.
Yeah.
They got a guy. I don't know if they got a quarterback. I mean, you got a guy out there who's tripping over his own feet, throwing the ball in the dirt. And I mean, I hate to say this, but AB, he tried to tell people about Big Ben before it got to this point. And everybody called him crazy. So AB was ahead of the curve. I mean, AB probably still is crazy, but he was trying to let people know ahead of time Big Ben is on the decline. All right, man, what's your thoughts, man? Should they get rid of Mike Tomlin, Big Ben, one or the other, both?
Man, they should have got rid of Big Ben about 4 or 5 years ago. The man can't move. He can't move in the pocket. Their offensive line isn't that great. But if you have a quarterback that can't move in the pocket and your offensive line isn't great, he's going to get hit all the time or he's going to make bad decisions. And that's what he does. But I will say this. If the Steelers do not do anything quarterback-wise, if that's keeping Ben or having Mason Rudolph or drafting a bad quarterback or whatever they do, if they play bad again next year, I see the Steelers moving on from Mike Tomlin. I don't think they should because I think he's a great coach, and I think Ben is putting him in a bad spot right now. They have to do something with Ben. See, last year in the draft, it would have been smart for the Steelers to take Kyle Trask in the third round.
But we took him.
But they had a chance to take him before us, and they didn't. And then we ended up drafting him. That's Tampa for sure.
Yeah.
We ended up drafting him to have him sit behind the GOAT,
The GOAT.
Tom Brady.
GOAT.
But that's my take on it, man. They got to do something quarterback wise for Mike Tomlin to be able to keep his job.
Man, hold on. Ralph, you sound like you wanted to get in there when he was talking about GOAT Brady. Don't be disrespectful.
I just hate that you Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans, now he's your quarterback as if he's played for Tampa Bay for 10 plus years, but I'll let you guys have it. He did win a Super Bowl with you guys. He has played with you guys for the past 2 seasons, so I'll let you have that. But as far as my take with the Tomlin and Roethlisberger situation, it's an easy call. Big Ben should have been gone 5 years ago. I think Big Ben has went downhill a long time ago. Tomlin's loyalty to Big Ben may be somewhat of his downfall and why he may be on more of a hotter seat than he should be. Tomlin's had success with the Steelers. They haven't had a losing season under Tomlin, so I don't say get rid of Tomlin, but heck yeah, get rid of Big Ben. It should have been done. Like Ike said, they have to replace him with a decent quarterback. If Tomlin or if the Steelers can't find a way to get a quarterback in to replace Big Ben, then Tomlin may be in more trouble than, just getting rid of Big Ben. So I say get rid of Big Ben, keep Tomlin, but Tomlin's definitely on the hot seat.
Broncos, y'all use Big Ben?
I can't cuss on the radio, but no, sir.
Y'all own Big Ben?
Absolutely not.
You gonna stick with Teddy Two Gloves?
Hopefully Russell, maybe Watson, just somebody different.
Tard is trying to get Watson, bro.
Why would I be tired?
Because he's not going to them.
Well, he's not going anywhere at the moment, so
I bet he gets traded somewhere else before he goes to them.
Well, as long as he doesn't go to Tampa Bay, I'm just fine.
Oh no, we good. We got to go. So we good. We got a quarterback. Y'all got a quarterback?
Tom Brady's 44
Hey,
years old.
Rams, y'all got a quarterback?
We got a quarterback.
We got 2 glove Teddy. We good.
Q, we will definitely take Deshaun in Tampa because GOAT Brady ain't gonna be there
Thank
that long.
you.
We need somebody.
We'll take
We
Deshaun.
need somebody.
But I tell you
to
who we ain't taking.
Teddy Two Gloves.
Teddy Two Gloves. I tell you who we ain't taking.
That's what happens when you're desperate. You do what you got to do.
Broncos are desperate out here.
We was.
You
We had Drew Lock.
Q, do you remember when the talk was with Tampa before we got Brady that people were saying that Tampa might be going for Teddy Two Gloves? And I was so happy when he went to Denver, and I was like, oh, we do not have to even worry about having to pick this man up.
He said, congratulations.
Yeah, y'all can have him. Y'all do.
Teddy Two Gloves is an upgrade from what y'all had, though.
And that's
I
my
mean, he's
point.
on pace to throw about 30 touchdowns.
That's my
Everything's
point.
an upgrade from what they had.
Right.
Drew Lock.
Everything's an upgrade. Go ahead.
They went from terrible at quarterback to
Man.
garbage at quarterback.
Terrible to garbage.
These bougie Buccaneers fans.
as Chris Jones has labeled us, but I'm right there with y'all, man. I think Mike Tomlin needs to stay. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they never get rid of a coach. I think they've had, 3 coaches in their whole entire franchise. They had Mike Tomlin, Bill Cowher, and
Chuck Noll.
Chuck Noll. So they're not used to firing coaches. So I think Mike Tomlin's seat is good. You alluded to it. He's had previous success. He's at a Super Bowl, obviously, and he's had he's been to the AFC Championship game, but he hasn't been there since 2010.
It's been a while.
So it's been a while for him, but like you said, at the same time, he's never had a losing record either. As far as Big Ben, let's take a look at some of his games this season. He's passed for 188, 295, 318, which ain't bad, 232, 253, 229, 266, 205, 273, and 263. Now, those aren't bad numbers, but let's look at this, though. He's thrown an interception, 2 interceptions. So he's thrown an interception in every single game.
Absolutely.
The last 3 games combined, he's thrown a total of 6 interceptions in 3 games. Go ahead, Ike.
What's his completion percentage
The
looking
completion,
like?
let's look at the completion percentage real quick. Let's see, we got 56, 67, 65, 65, 60, 72, 64, 70, 63. And this season, that's a whopping 58.
Woo.
Man, that is bad.
Yeah, but that's your guy, though.
I think what
That's
happened
your guy, though.
last year, he didn't look great, but he threw like 34 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So I think they felt like they had another year with him. They tried to do the Tom Brady and it's backfired.
I mean, but if you look at Ben Roethlisberger, he's the lowest total he's thrown of interceptions is 5, and that's only because he played 11 games that season.
It's usually about 7, 8 anyway.
I mean, I'm looking at the numbers. I mean, let's take like the past 5 seasons. So this season, he's already at 6. I'm sorry, he's already at 6.
How many touchdowns, though?
This season already 14, so it's 14-6. Last season
not
it
a
was
good
33 and 10. The season before that, he only played 2 games, so we won't count that. The season before that, it was 34-16. Before that, 28-14, 29-13, 21-16. So people, y'all get the gist of it. Like, then Big Ben is not that guy. He is an over-glorified game manager, and I mean, it's about time they cut the cord with that.
Absolutely.
It's like you better say something, Bruce.
No, I was thinking about the Broncos quarterback because
Why would they?
No, not the current Broncos. John Elway.
Okay.
Because people glorify John Elway, they put him on their Mount Rushmore. But if you look at John Elway's stats, it's Big Ben-ish, honestly. He just won those rings. So I mean, they'll hang on to you if you won the rings. I think that's.
But at what point do you say, all right, bro, that's enough? At what I know he got him a ring. Well, he got 2 rings.
Yes.
But the first one I don't really count. That's Jerome Bettis, and the defense really got you that ring.
Absolutely.
But the one that 2008, you can kind of say he was the leader of that squad.
Right.
How long should a team hold on to a quarterback who won them a Super Bowl when it was what?
20 years ago.
2008 and it's 2021.
I mean, the Patriots let
I mean, that's 13 years
Brady
ago.
walk,
Bro.
so you definitely can let Big Ben go.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
If Tom Brady can get up out of there,
Absolutely.
Big Ben can get up out of there. But speaking of Daniel's Rams, we got the Cowboys, Rams, and also the who is it? Tennessee Titans, who've been on the backslide. Bro, I'm gonna let you cook last on this one. Ike and Ralph, I'm gonna throw it over to you first, fellas. Should we be concerned about either one of those teams? Because up until last week, majority of people had those 3 teams as Super Bowl contending teams. Although Derrick Henry got hurt for the Tennessee Titans, so you can take that with a grain of salt. But Cowboys and Rams, they were right there, Super Bowl contending teams. So should we be concerned with those 3?
As far as the Titans, I think they still have a chance. You have your number 1 player who's out right now, and then Derrick Henry, King Henry. So I didn't have much faith in the Titans to begin the season. I wasn't Q who put the Titans in the Super Bowl. So
Now, hold on first. Let me stop you right there.
I know, I get why you made the pick.
Okay.
But you made the pick. Yeah, I just didn't have them going that far. So I think they'll still be in the playoffs because they are in the South, and I think they will find a way to win their division. As far as the Cowboys, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I am a Dak Prescott fan. Dak has let me down the past couple weeks. Right now, and if the Cowboys don't run the ball more, the Cowboys will not have success in the playoffs. It's that plain and simple. What was the other? So the
Titans and the Rams.
The Rams, I think that Matthew Stafford will get it together. I think their defense will find a way to get it together. As far as being a Super Bowl contender, I'm not for sure. But I think the Cowboys and the Rams are okay. I think the Titans are okay. I just don't see them contending for a
Of course,
Super
you
Bowl.
would say the Cowboys is going to be okay because that's your guy. So, of course, you're going to say they're going to.
Why would I not?
All right, my take. The Titans, once Henry went down, they were done. Tannehill's not the guy that you're going to put the ball in his hands and say, win us these games.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not going to happen. The Cowboys are who we thought they were. Their defense was playing well because they was getting turnovers at the beginning. They still wasn't that good of a defense. Now they're not getting those turnovers, and the defense is showing that they're still not good. And they don't run the ball. They put everything on Dak, and he's trying to make it all happen, and it doesn't work.
So basically, Dak ain't that guy.
Dak's good,
Thank you.
but I think he's in the wrong system. Mike McCarthy's horrible as a coach. Jerry Jones is a horrible owner. So that's my take on the Cowboys. Now, the Rams, my thing with the Rams is you got Matthew Stafford. He played for the Lions for so many years. They were never anything, never any good. Now he's playing on a good team. So it's like, can he capture the moments of playing on this team and being on Monday Night Football and Sunday Night Football and large games? When he gets to the playoffs, will he be able to play in the big game? We don't know. We've never seen him do it.
That's true.
That's fair.
That's very true.
That's fair. Well, we great. Before we get to Daniel's take on everything about his Rams, because I'm really interested to see how he feels about his Los Angeles Rams, especially with Odell Beckham Jr. I want to see how you feel about that, because I don't think we really got to rap about that just yet. But anyways, we great to be back on Beyond the Game on the new Sports Zone 96.1 FM.
Hands up or sweating.
Always, I get anywhere.
Cool. It's a good job. It would be a lot easier if we had a fourth mic for you two, and we used to have one in here.
It's all good.
Yeah, that would be, I think it would bring a lot more and having to share it and everything.
Yeah, no, it's all right though.
And just remember when you're talking, I'll see you kind of like look at you and you'll kind of look away. It's almost like it's just almost like a skill that you'll develop like when you get to live radio. Because what you'll do is you'll start like talking out here, you'll talk to them, and you'll kind of move your eyes and it'll move your head. You kind of got to move your neck to always stay. It's almost like it's a long show. Yeah, you just got to stay here and then you move your shoulders to where you want people to go as long as
More
you're
natural
happy.
skill.
Yeah, that's it. Other than that, I'm enjoying your show, y'all. It is pretty good stuff.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
And just think it'll get better and
It's
better.
only gonna get better, man.
You do have something today.
How much time we got?
Oh, we got time. We got time.
Yeah, we're gonna do about a 3-minute break or something, and then get back to you all. And audio is playing. I checked your Facebook live feed to make sure your audio is playing, because I wasn't sure if you knew that, like, because I'm sure they can hear us right now too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So.
Now we have
Let's do quick hitters on top 3 NFC, AFC.
Right there down.
We do our top 3 NFC and AFC teams.
Okay.
top 3 currently or?
Your top 3.
Okay.
Your top 3 NFC and top 3 AFC. AFC's tough because ain't nobody in the AFC just.
Yeah. I feel like NFC probably.
I know. I don't want to put y'all in Arizona. I don't want to put y'all.
So the way that I'm doing it,
Oh, like you said, AFC is tough, bro.
No, I don't think he'll care. But if
I
he
would
says
much rather
rather,
you do it this way to give it a feel.
I like that. I like the commercial.
absolutely, absolutely.
Like we're
Cool.
moving up.
It also gives us a little
Somebody give me another quick hit.
kind of get together.
Yeah, anytime you want to regroup and go a different direction or anything, yeah.
So,
Is there any way that Urban Meyer leaves the NFL to go to college?
Oh, by the way, yeah, just like you was talking about, if I ever put up numbers, that just means how many minutes until we go to a commercial break.
Yeah, they call it.
But that was a good job by you, because I thought, for a second there, I thought I was gonna distract you from the
Nah,
ball,
you're
and I
good.
was like,
Nah, you're good.
I remember when he said how many minutes.
yeah, that's what
I was watching you when you were selling him.
What you say?
Yeah.
I'm a
All right, we got
professional.
15 seconds, and then we're gonna come back in with the show.
Yeah, you ready to cook on the Rams?
I can't wait to see what he got to say. Bro, I really don't know
Y'all like
who to choose.
y'all like my take on the Cowboys. I see you shaking your head with one of my ass.
That's good. I appreciate you not dogging back.
And we are back on Beyond the Game on All News Sports Zone 96.1 FM. And we're talking a little bit NFL action right here. And before we went to a commercial break, we were talking about not the Lions, I forgot about Matthew Stafford. But anyway, we was talking about the Rams, Cowboys, and the Tennessee Titans, with their backslide. Everybody had them as Super Bowl contenders a little over a week ago. Now they, on the backslide a little bit. Daniel, who is our LA Rams spokesman, who talks about everything LA Rams. So we're going to talk about his Rams. But before we do that, let's get your assessment on the Cowboys. Should we be concerned about them? Let's go Cowboys, Titans, and then you cook on your Rams.
I definitely think that you should. If you look at their schedule, they didn't beat anybody good. They did hang tough with the defending champions. Should have won that game, but they didn't. But honestly, I think Zeke is more banged up than they let on. He might not even play next week because of his knee. Tony Pollard at this point is the better running back as far as all around. I think they should. They want Dak to throw 40 times. Same problem with all the other teams that are throwing 40 times. I mean, look at Mahomes. first 7 games, they threw 40 times. Well, they 3-4, 3-5. So
Mhm.
you have to run the ball to keep the defense honest, or else they're just going to drop 7 in the coverage. Honestly, I think you should be worried. Look at their coaching staff. I do like their offensive coordinator, but I mean, when he lost the Packers job, it was over. He should never got another job. I think that Jerry Jones hired him just because he knew he could control him. He doesn't really have a voice. He's just honestly a face. So I think you should be worried about them. Now the Titans, they lost Derrick Henry. That was a big blow. But they still had AJ Brown and they still had Julio Jones. But now they both on IR. So it's all but over to me.
For Tennessee.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
mean,
wrap.
unless they can force about 3 turnovers per game,
It's
it's
a wrap.
over. Yeah.
And that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. So, and then of course my Rams. I mean,
Oh, here it is.
it's hard for me to talk about it because I'm not a football coach. But it's just like how he did his show and I was all in the comments and people were liking him. I'm like, how hard is it to just run the ball 30 times?
Absolutely.
You look at Kyle Shanahan's daddy. Kyle Shanahan's father. All of his offense was based off the run. Kyle Shanahan, all he does is run and then play action. Matt LaFleur, they run the ball. This is probably the second most I've seen the Packers run the ball since they had Amon Jones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and now we got Matthew Stafford. He wants to throw the ball 39 times a game and only run the ball 14 times. Why did you trade for Tony Michel if you're only going to run the ball 14 times? Darrell Henderson can take 14 carries. He can't take 25, so you need a backup.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, but also the logic. You got some older offensive linemen, then you have some younger ones. But let's just do the logic. You get the first jump off of the ball because you're the one snapping it. So if you're moving forward, you have the advantage always. You got how many people do you know that can beat you in a race if you're running forwards?
They're backwards. Ain't nobody beat me.
Exactly. So you got 330-pound linemen trying to beat guys in a track stance 42 times a game, and they running forward. And then you wonder why Matthew Stafford got sacked the most times in weeks 11 and 12.
Yep.
Well, you threw 47 times one game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think with him being banged up and us trying to make a playoff push, I thought it was going to be last game, but he did the dumb call and decided to go for it on 4th and 1 in the first quarter. I put that in the comments. Every time it's less than 1 yard, how come you don't just run quarterback sneak? You always want to hand the ball off 5 yards in the backfield, and we don't get it.
You sound upset about that.
I'm glad because the logic just doesn't make sense to me, and that put us behind the gun, and I think we couldn't run anymore. So if the Rams don't run the ball, they're in trouble too. Matthew Stafford banged up. He's got a back problem. He's had a back problem. Now he's got a throwing arm problem, and he has another issue too. I think it's his left shoulder. So we'll be in trouble if you don't run the ball.
So it sounds like Matthew Stafford's back to being Matthew Stafford. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. When you have to throw the ball 40 times, you're going to get hit. It's just going to happen.
So what's your thoughts about, because we really haven't talked about the Odell Beckham thing since he signed. What's your thoughts on that situation?
I did not want Odell, but I like the talent of Odell, but I don't like the headache. But he did a good job of subduing his ego in Cleveland. His dad just decided to be his voice.
Yep.
But as long as he's quiet, I think he'll like our wide receiver group. I think he'll like Sean McVay because he's a younger guy, more relatable. It's not like playing for Tom Coughlin, that's 70 years old. You know what I mean? Or Bill Belichick. So I think he'll be all right. We paid him more money than Green Bay. I think he'll be all right. He looked good last game. He just needs to learn the playbook. We can't keep him on the field every down. But I mean, he had about 68 yards and a touchdown. He burned Green Bay for a touchdown. So in 2 weeks, I expect him to start balling in 2 weeks.
So you give him 2 weeks until he really catches on. Man, I'm gonna make mine really quick because all 3 teams we named are trash to me. So you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make mine really quick. Tennessee, as y'all just alluded to, with all the injuries and everything, I think they're pretty much, out of the Super Bowl equation. Cowboys is kind of right there, borderline. But like y'all said, I think Zeke, I think he's pretty much done for. And I know it's your boy Dak, but I'm sorry, bro. I can't count on him to get me to the playoffs. I don't know. Y'all watch a lot of football, so do y'all remember? It's about 2 seasons ago, if I remember serves me correct. Dallas played the Eagles in Week 16 to go to the playoffs. Y'all remember who won that game again?
The Eagles.
The Eagles. And correct me if I'm wrong, didn't the Eagles have a whole list of players that were injured that game?
Yeah, they did.
And if memory starting to crack, I think he was even playing with the backup. I don't think Carson Wentz was even playing that game. But anyways, it was a game that was winnable for Dak Prescott. Can anybody tell me, did Dak win that game? Go ahead. Ike, sure.
Like Stephen A. Smith says about the Cowboys,
What'd he say?
they will always mess it up in the end.
So
It don't matter how they can go. They could have went this year 14-3 and would have got into the playoffs and lost to a team that barely made it in.
Go ahead. Defend your gap. Go ahead. Defend your gap.
So now Ike is predicting the future.
Go ahead. Defend your gap. Go
Hey,
ahead.
man. I'm not talking about yesterday. I'm not talking about what happened 2 years ago. We're talking about this season and what's happening right now.
Uh-huh.
And I believe that Dak will find a way
To do what?
to get the Cowboys
To the what?
at least the NFC Championship.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm glad we got this on audio. We got this on video. Hold on, man, before we go to the next topic. Dallas at the NFC Championship.
I'm not going to let y'all bash my boy like this. So, yes.
Hold on. Are you willing to make an Ike bet right here, right now, the Dallas Cowboys get to the NFC Championship?
What's the stipulation?
Ike, name your price. Look, Ike's eyeballing you too. Name your price. Ike.
Let's do this price. Since we have two Buccaneers fans in the
Okay.
building, Cowboys go farther in the playoffs than the Cowboys. The Cowboys go farther than the Bucs in the playoffs. I'm calling it now.
I don't even think y'all can be in the playoffs. But anyway, go ahead, Ike.
What's the
Coming
bet?
from a Buccaneers fan,
Talk to him, man. Talk to him.
What's the bet?
the loser has to shave their eyebrows off.
I'm not.
Make that bet. Make that bet.
You doing an eyebrow bet? I mean, we already got one
I'm
with
not a
Andrew.
true Cowboys fan, so I will not take that bet. But we can do something different. I'm willing to put something on the line for it.
Something else besides the
I'm
eyebrows.
not doing that. That's
Okay.
tragic.
Okay, go ahead, Ike.
We could do a Jeff Ruby's meal.
Jeff Ruby's bet.
I'll take that.
All right, so there you go. We have a Jeff Ruby's bet that the Dallas Cowboys will go further than the Tampa Bay Bucks in the playoffs, right?
In the playoffs.
So if they don't make the playoffs, then
Guess I lost the bet.
okay, just make sure. just wanted to make sure. So as y'all can tell, he's a Broncos fan, but for whatever reason, he's a big Dak Prescott fan. I
My
don't
guy.
get it. I don't know why. I don't know why anybody believes in Dak Prescott. I don't know why Jerry Jones believes in Dak Prescott. I don't believe in him that much. But anyways, let's talk about some NCAA coaches on the move. You got Lincoln Riley, who up and left the team. He said, I'll holler at y'all. I'm going over to sunny California to put my feet in some of this warm weather, get on this beach and feel real good about myself. So, fellas, I'm going to throw it around the horn real quick. Ralph, I'm going to start it off with you. What's your thoughts on Lincoln Riley going to USC, and what do you think he will do for and with USC?
First and foremost, I did not see it coming. I didn't see Lincoln Riley just leaving Oklahoma like that, but I feel like USC is a better job than the Oklahoma job. So I'm not upset about the situation. Will he have success? I think he'll have success. USC is a great program.
Hold on, let me stop you right there. Not to cut you off real quick. Define success for Lincoln Riley. Define success. Are we talking Final
10
Four?
win seasons.
Is that good enough for USC though?
I mean, well, college football, you can only lose one game and you're not going to the championship game or to the playoffs. So
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I think that he will have them contending every year for
For the
that
Final Four.
for that playoff
Okay,
spot, at
okay.
least a fourth spot, if that. California's a great place to recruit, man. You got great players coming out of California, so I feel like he's in a great spot. People are going to want to go to USC. I feel like he's a great coach, so people are going to want to play for him. So as long as he can get the recruits in there and continue his coaching, I think USC will be fine. Like I said, I don't know if they'll win a championship, but I know they'll definitely be contending as far as one of those top four teams.
Yeah, we got some people comment. Somebody said smart move. Cali has back to what you was talking about. Smart move. Cali has a great recruiting fan base, and they gotta beat it. All they gotta do is beat out Oregon, which I was gonna touch on that a little bit as well. But before we do touch on that, we're going to take a quick commercial break as we get the rest of the fellas' thoughts on about Lincoln Riley going to USC Trojans and what it means for the program here on Beyond the Game on 96.1 The Zone.
But you being an experienced anchor, man. They knew we weren't gonna make it through.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
Because when he said
I'm great.
I
I'm
was
great
like,
going
I
on,
wanna be like this way. But I
I'm great
couldn't
going
say
what you were
that.
just saying.
That's cool.
But
Because I think USC is now be a top 15 type of team after he gets I disagree.
No, they're still-
I disagree on it being a better job. I disagree on it being a better job
In
Like
Oklahoma.
some-
It was a better job 15 years
Oh,
ago.
this is once.
You're missing
The
one.
reason why-
That's the
still
only
has
thing
the
we'll have to
prestige,
figure out a
bro.
way.
Yeah,
This one, we need to get a
better-
third mic
This is the
installed.
reason why it's close. I don't know if you ever been to Oklahoma or lived in Oklahoma.
1 week.
I ain't never
There's nothing there. It's just like, you pay here. Yeah. So it's like, if you're in that area, you're going there. USC is like, man, I can go to Oregon.
I'll fix that.
I want to leave California. I've been here all my whole life. And then everybody else is recruited from California. California and Florida, the same thing. We come in to steal everybody. We're going to
Absolutely.
take them across the country.
Absolutely.
They've been losing a lot of top guys.
But I don't think it'll be like that with him being there.
Hey, Andrew said, don't do the best.
To your point, man, if he's getting 3 5-star kids and a 4-star kid all from Southern California to Norman, Oklahoma, man, it's not going to be very hard.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think they'll move them back into like the top. Maybe a top
They'll be
20,
top. They're top
12
team.
I see it. I
They're
think it
top
might be
team.
like bottom of the college football playoffs.
Absolutely.
Like bottom, because, if Alabama's undefeated, USC's
I
not
see them in the top 8.
I mean, come on, we have
Because the
Cincinnati.
conference is so easy, bro.
It is. UCLA, Oregon,
We got
Stanford,
better athletes than
Oregon State,
But depending on
Arizona State.
Andrew said he'll be able to contend for a title in the year in and year out now to face Alabama, LSU.
If they get Brett Venables,
I thought they already did.
he agreed. I don't know if they signed him.
Wait, Venables is going on?
Yeah.
Yep.
If they get him, then they have a defense. They didn't have one, not one season under Lincoln Riley. Now you just got to hire an OC. You'll be all right. But I do like
I think within the next couple of years, Oklahoma will still be
We gotta talk about Brian Kelly.
No, we
Because
I
I like Oklahoma will still
I
be
like
better
him
than
better
USC.
than Lincoln Riley.
was gonna put the Lincoln Riley
Because he can get a quarterback to LSU.
Yeah.
I mean, he recruits
California has all type of quarterbacks, man. They breed quarterbacks out there.
Ralph, Ike, Daniel,
We in the
and
building.
me.
We in the
I
building.
got my esteemed producer Angelo in the background.
We in the
They
building.
can't see him, but there he is.
He said the Eagles was trash.
Hey, Drew, I can't wait for you to shave your eyebrows off.
That's why he put in the comments. He said, "Ralph, don't do it."
I'm
His
not
eyebrows
doing
like 30%.
They paid the way after every loss.
I don't know how they lost to the Giants.
Bro, another confusing team. The Eagles.
I didn't even watch the
Another
game,
team
and I saw
confusing,
0
bro.
points at halftime. I said, "This is the Eagles."
I get it. But shit, they made my Broncos look terrible. Then the Broncos
But your,
next Sunday beat the Chargers. I thought we was gonna get
We'll have 30 seconds, last segment for now. If y'all want to, your podcast wise, you do whatever you like. But this will be the last bit of demo. So when you're out on the demo, just you can either throw it like you're going to do a next segment, or in the show like you're going, like you're ending your program, however you want to do it. And we'll play the music out. Yeah, like this segment's going to be the last one for what we're doing for the demo.
Quick hitters for speed for Park.
Okay. So you want because the link because y'all didn't get to talk about that. So y'all just want to skip right to the Lakers thing. Then?
They said they don't even care about Lincoln
How
Riley.
much time we have?
Okay, 15 minutes. Yeah.
We gonna get there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, welcome back to Beyond the Game on the News Sports Zone 96.1 FM. It's your boy Q Walker. We're talking a little NCAA college football, head coaches moving around, who's coming, who's going. We're going to throw this thing over here to Ike real quick. And Ike, this is going to be 2 coaches for you, all right, my guy? We're going to talk about Lincoln Riley going to USC and also Brian Kelly leaving Notre Dame and going down to LSU. What's your thoughts on both of those moves and what it means for both the programs that they're going to?
Well, Ralph alluded that the USC job is a better job than the Oklahoma job. I disagree with that. Now, maybe 15 years ago, the USC job was a bigger job, back when they were good. Yeah, they haven't been the same since. They've had a couple seasons where they've only lost 3 games, but they've not been the team that we know them.
They had the great Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
They had the great Sam Darnold.
They haven't been that team. Now, I was shocked to see him leave Oklahoma like that. Like it was like out of the blue. But sometimes people want certain jobs, and certain jobs are bigger to them, so they're going to take that job. And like you said, the weather's great, the beaches. He's going to enjoy it. But now, Brian Kelly, I've never really been a big fan of him. I don't think it's going to make any difference.
Come on, man. He had success at Notre Dame.
He's had a little success. Not much. Not the Notre Dame teams that we know.
Growing up.
Yeah, growing up, like Notre Dame has always been a powerhouse team.
Mm-hmm.
He has them to where they are always okay. They're a good team, but not where we're going to say they can win the championship this year.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm just not a big Kelly fan. So, but the Notre Dame job being open right now is big.
Yeah, Stoops is going.
Like, nah.
Stoops is
He
going.
already signed the.
Maybe Bob Stoops.
Stoops is going.
Nah, he let it be known today
He
that
signed
he
the
is not
extension.
leaving UK.
Did he?
Oh yeah, he let it be
Well,
known.
no, we talked about it earlier today.
But that Notre Dame job is going to be intriguing to
I
a
know.
lot of coaches.
I know one.
I can see Notre Dame reaching out to Urban Meyer.
He ain't going.
They already did.
Yep.
Okay, they've already reached out to him.
His wife said, "Heck no."
Man, with what they're going through in Jacksonville, he sees it's a lost cause. He sees that his number one draft pick might not be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been that guy. I said that before.
Yeah.
He did.
So-
He did.
Who knows what he does? But they could also reach out to a Mike Tomlin.
Tomlin ain't going.
No.
You never know.
He ain't going.
You never know what's really going on behind closed doors in Pittsburgh.
I do. I talk to Mike all the time. I talk to Mike all the time. We got an open relationship, and we talk about this stuff all the time.
But
He's correct.
But that Notre Dame job is going to be a very good job. Depending on who gets the job, they could get back into elite.
Sean Durden said Notre Dame has not won a championship since 1980.
Thank you, Sean.
So I mean,
You
I was
US.
5 years old at
Thank
that
you,
point in
bro.
time.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
Yeah, the youth at that time. But Daniel, what's your thoughts on the college coaches and whatnot?
I think Lincoln Riley, I think him leaving Oklahoma, the way that he did it, I didn't like it. I do think from a historical standpoint, USC is a better job, better weather, better scenery, more things to do as far as lifestyle. Honestly, since the game has evolved, I think it's about the same. I mean, he's lost no more than 2 games in his 5 years at Oklahoma. He's been there since 2017. I think that's about where he's at now. I mean, he finishes the regular season with about 1 loss. They lose when they go to the playoffs or whatever ball game. I think that's where they're at. I don't think he'll ever be 13-0 Pete Carroll again or anything like that.
Mhm.
But they'd rather be 11-2 than 5-6.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So now, as far as Brian Kelly, I honestly don't understand the madness or people being upset. That's what he does. He showed you his face when he left Cincinnati. He didn't even coach him in the bowl game.
Yeah.
When a better opportunity comes knocking, he's gone. I'll be there tomorrow. I ain't even gonna tell nobody. His staff found that one of his staff members was at a recruiting. They were on a recruiting trip. They found out through social media. So I
It's
mean,
crazy.
I think he's a better hire than I call him Cookie Monster. I can't think of my man's name down at LSU.
Ed Orgeron.
Ed Orgeron. Yeah. I think he's a better hire. I think Ed Orgeron was just he was an inside guy. They hired him, but I think now he will have the athletes to beat Alabama. The academic standards were so high at Notre Dame he couldn't get the athletes to compete,
Mhm.
even though they could win 11 games. I think now he will, and he does recruit good quarterbacks. So I think that'll help him out. Now, the first year I think will be rough. He's already trying to get some of his Notre Dame staff. They won't go. I think they're probably mad at how he left.
Absolutely.
But in 2 or 3 years, I think LSU will definitely be better than they were this year and how they have been even in Les Miles last year. They weren't that good. So because he never has a quarterback. They have the athletes, never a quarterback. I think they'll be a lot better. It's a better move.
Right.
Now, Notre Dame always plays 2, sometimes 3 ranked teams a season.
Mhm.
With Brian Kelly going to LSU,
Every week.
and
is a
you're
game.
having to play big games week after week after week. With his coaching style, will he be able? Because it's pretty much all offense with him.
There's not that many good SEC teams though.
There are good SEC teams.
Who?
You got Alabama, Georgia.
That's
That's
it.
it.
No,
That's it.
Florida's trash.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, but then we gonna leave it at them today.
That's it.
So what I'm saying though is
You
they're-
can't then
they're-
be the winning team this year.
what I'm saying is they're still better than what he's used to playing.
I can give you that.
Every SEC team that he's going to see is better than what he's used to playing.
Not better than Clemson.
My only argument is kind of like what Daniel said. It's just he didn't have the players at Notre Dame, and he wasn't able to get the players at Notre Dame because of the academic standards. Being at LSU, he's going to get some different type of players down there at LSU. The speed is going to be different. The athletic ability is going to be different. So I think he'll have major success at LSU.
And then on top of that, one small minor thing is the NIL situation as well. So young players can start getting paid. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think LSU is about to start getting a lot of good recruits. But
Absolutely.
anyway, speaking of winning programs, Daniel's Lakers, Ike's Lakers, Ralph's Lakers, they've been struggling this whole season, man. I really don't even want to talk about this topic right quick. But anyway, are the Lakers title chances dwindling? Each lost this season. Now they're 11-11, right?
11-11. I'm trying to think if they played last night.
Let me look. No, the last game was Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
Sunday against
So
the Pistons.
11-11. They
So,
got them to 500.
yeah, and they played the Sacramento Kings tonight. Yeah, tonight actually at 10 p.m.
Loss.
Watch your mouth, boy.
They
Watch your
split
mouth.
with them over the weekend.
I will cut your mic.
You know, that's my team. Go Kings.
I will cut your
That's
mic.
my squad.
But
Go
anyway, so have the Lakers title season hopes dwindled? Daniel, go ahead. Take
I'll
it.
go ahead and go, and I think that they are. I think the Lakers are a good offensive team when healthy. They can average 105 points, but they can't defend. I've been saying they couldn't defend. They let all their young defenders go. Caruso, KCP, Kuzma. The guys that can get out to the perimeter, they're gone. So now they're taking turns, putting Carmelo on a pick and roll defense, and he can't move. So I think they can beat the teams that they can beat, averaging 106 points, but defensively, no. Also, the Lakers have played the 30th ranked schedule in the league, which is dead last, and they're 500. So when they start playing the Warriors, back-to-backs, well, they eliminated a lot of back-to-backs. But when they start playing those top teams, the Celtics, like next month, I see them losing 7 games in December alone. You keep losing 7 games every month, you're not even going to make the playoffs because you lost 30 games.
Don't talk to me like that.
Thank
So,
you,
you
Daniel.
know,
Don't talk to me like that, Daniel. Don't
So
do that.
I think they're dwindling right before our eyes.
Don't do that.
LeBron still looks good, but he's not good enough to lead a team the way that he could.
Real quick, I think LeBron is still a top 5 player, right? I just don't think he has the impact like he once had on the team. Like LeBron James by himself could obviously get a team to the playoffs, but I don't think he has that type of impact on the court anymore.
No.
Which it's hurting my heart right now. But
He doesn't
but
want to put that.
I
energy
didn't
out
ask you,
there.
Ralph. I didn't ask you.
want
Ralph.
to.
Go ahead, Ike.
Gosh,
I don't think that is dwindling yet because it's still early in the season.
Right.
And also, LeBron was out for a while, and he just recently came back.
Right.
They're-
Talk to him.
They're still trying to mesh. It's a whole new team. They still got to learn to mesh together.
9 new players.
But I do agree with Daniel with their defense.
It's trash.
They have players who don't play D,
Mm-hmm.
and you got a lot of older guys that don't play D. You need those young guys who are going to get out there, going to run full speed, play hard, dive on the floor for loose balls. It's a lot of egos now. A lot of used to be stars who aren't going to do those things. So if they can't get it together now, within the next month or so,
So
then it's over.
Man, it's sort of like, to your old people analogy, it's sort of like as we get older in age, we got our kids, instead of us getting up to get the remote, hey, boy, get that remote from me. That's what you need for them younger players. Hey, boy, go get him. Go down there, get him. But Ralph, go ahead, boy. Go ahead. Floor yours. Go ahead, man.
My response is dwindle. I wouldn't use the word dwindle.
What you
Dwindle
gonna
would mean that they had a chance in the beginning. I never seen the Lakers having a chance from the get-go. So for me, I think we're just seeing everything. LeBron is older.
you got Westbrook, train wreck.
Westbrook train wreck. Like you said, they play no defense. Like you was alluding to, LeBron can't carry a team like he once did. So I think with that being said, with LeBron not being able to be that player who can carry them, even when they're falling, the Lakers have been in trouble to me. Will the Lakers keep Westbrook the entire season? That is still a question that is up in the air. I don't know if that would be the best decision for them to keep him. Westbrook has played well over the past few games, but he's still Russell Westbrook, and he's a turnover or a mistake that's waiting to happen. So I wouldn't say dwindle because I never felt like the Lakers were a championship contender. I know they have LeBron, so they always put you in that position, but no dwindling for me.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Man, the Lakers had a chance to go get DeMar DeRozan in the offseason.
And Kyle Lowry.
And Kyle Lowry. But LeBron James and AD both went to bat for Russell Westbrook. That was the biggest offseason mistake that I've seen in a long, long time.
Talk about it.
You could have got these two guys who play great D, who can also score and are both team players. But they would have rather had Russell Westbrook, and then you got Carmelo Anthony, who can still score the ball, but he couldn't guard this mic that I'm speaking into right now.
Why does it sound like when you were saying Russell Westbrook's name, you were saying like a cuss word or a bad word? It's like Russell, like, come on, man. The biggest mistake.
Well, for me, it's still early, but I am losing my patience with them because this losing to the Oklahoma City Thunder and almost losing to the Houston Rockets twice, like those are the games where you should be winning by 10 to 15 points, get your offense, your defense set. That ain't vibing with me. But I'm gonna give them another month to get it together. By January, if we're still 500, we trade everybody. Brian, you can go too. But anyway, we gonna get up out of here. We gonna get that James' final thoughts about his Los Angeles Lakers. What do they need to do from this moment forward to improve on their squad? What do the Lakers need to do?
It's simple. Get rid of Russell Westbrook. You got to trade him. I don't really know what you can get for him. You can get some younger players, some players that are willing to play defense. You're not going to get another star. Nobody's willing to take on his contract. He's making $43 million. He's an aging star. He's not selfish, but he is selfish. He has to get his stats. You can't play him off the ball. So, I mean, if you have a star player that needs the ball dominant, which LeBron James kind of is, you can't put him off the ball. He's useless. You're paying $43 million for, even when they played the Celtics, Dennis Schroeder said, Boston media you're paying him $43 million. And they got blown out.
Hey, and Charles, which is the other guy, he said everyone relax. Hey, Charles, man, I am relaxed. I'm cool. I just said I give it another month before I start tripping out. You know what I'm saying? LeBron gonna get this thing together. I ain't worried about it. We got Westbrook, we got AD. If he can stop getting injured and getting over the flu, it seems like every other day he got something going on.
AD.
That's like asking, can you control the weather?
He's a Kentucky dude. What do you expect, bro?
Sure.
But anyways, we can ready to get up out of here for today's show. We appreciate everybody who tuned in for another great show. If you're watching via the Facebook page, make sure you hit that share button. And as always, before we get out of here, we want you to treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. We at this thing. Peace.
Awesome. Hey, bro. We do well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty smooth.